Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bollox Talks and Tangents. I'm currently. Are you sharing the wrong show?
Yeah, I am. I'm sharing this show.
Okay, good.
Fine. Share now. I'm sharing us.
Good.
Yeah, you are right there.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, honey. I'm home. Almost. Oh, you ate a peep. I'm so happy for you.
Hey, these are good.
Yeah, well, they're cooked. Mm-hmm. You gotta air dry and cook your peeps, man. These are not rare. These are well done.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Bollox Talks and Tangents. As you can tell, it's Blake and I today, so it's gonna be a good show.
Chaos will ensue badly.
Yeah, but they let us run around like we can be in charge here.
Oh, jeez. Why did my dad had to go on vacation now during this Holy Week, Lenny? We're here to talk about Easter traditions.
We are. It's good. I got some good ones too. Some fun ones.
Great family time, and specifically we're going to talk about Easter traditions around the world. And the two people that are going to explain it is an agnostic and a Jewish person.
Well, I'm an agnostic as well. I cover both rands, man. I'm from a mixed marriage. I got you covered on the Roman Catholic and on the Jewish side of this event. So I could, Well, we'll leave that alone. But yes, absolutely. I'm conversant in Easter.
All right.
Chocolate eggs and hollow bunnies.
We are going to have a whole lot to talk about. But first, Lenny, do you want to run down our fantastic
sponsors that keep us on the air? Absolutely. They couldn't be better off. St. Augustine is a phenomenal town. And we'll start with a phenomenal restaurant. We'll go right to the meat of the matter, Meehan's. Right on the bayfront. Three areas in one. You've got the beautiful backyard tiki area for all your fish bowls and blender drinks, which you can get throughout the entire restaurant, but it's outside in the back. It gets cool. They've got fire pit tables. The staff out in the back is fabulous. I was just there the other day with Sarah and Shay because I brag on their key lime pie. So I went and was going to adorn my street with them, and I got 5 key lime pies to go, and they're great. And by pie, I mean it's sort of a key lime timbale. It's done in a soup cup, and it is the best way to do key lime pie. I am so envious of the creativity in this, and it's wonderful. So if you're going to Meehan's, save room for dessert and enjoy everything else there. You can't go wrong. Plus, the view from the porch up top is the best view of the bay.
Fantastic view
Absolutely.
Of the bay
and
front.
Your favorite dish there is?
The mac and cheese.
And it's enough for lunch and or for dinner and breakfast if you do it right. Do you finish it or do you take some home?
So half for lunch yesterday, but I didn't finish it all. So I took it home, but I had for dinner the other day.
And it's great because once it sits a little bit, it tightens up. It's fabulous. Even cold out of on a snack. So that's Meehan's. We recommend that highly because we eat there regularly, and they're just lovely, lovely people. The St. Augustine Distillery. Hi there. For those of you scoring at home. Port finish today, so the port finish.
The whiskey of the week. All right.
St. Augustine Distillery. Great tours, great whiskeys, plus your clear liquors. They've got gin, vodka, and a bunch of rums, all made with Florida cane sugar. So it's a local product. It's a local distillery.
Cheers.
Cheers. Absolutely. Please don't die drinking liquid death. I'd be very sad. I'd be very sad.
Don't worry, it's water.
All right.
I'm driving home today.
Good. But the distillery, the tours are fabulous. The gift shop is great. It's like everything else in Florida. Exit through the gift shop, which is fine. But there's some wonderful stuff there. And it's in the original ice plant building. So when you go in for the tour, if you read the signboards there, it explains ice making and how the plant was there. And I found that fascinating as well. So the St. Augustine Distillery, high up on our list as well, and well-crafted products. I promise you that. Citygate Spirits, which is down on Sponsor Row, closer to the Bayfront. You can get to it from the Bayfront, or you can get to it from St. George Street. Citygate Spirits does a free tour and tasting. Their flavors there are phenomenal. Everything from a creamsicle whiskey, smoked maple whiskey. The peach is one of my favorites. Coca-Cola whiskey. Plus, they have some moonshines that Troy and I were drinking last week, which are really pretty smooth. And in fact, it's 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. Really, really smooth. It was wonderful. So I would recommend that. And you get to taste 6 or 7 or 8 flavors while you're there. You're not going to go wrong there. And lovely people again. And then For those of you who are, looking for missed filed paperwork, things that came in the mail, things you don't remember, it's tax time. We're through 2 weeks away from, I owe my debt to society and or the Internal Revenue Service. So Abare, Kresge and Associates are tax accountants in St. Augustine. They will help you with financial planning, with business organization. But this time of year, they're heavy into doing your taxes.
They help my dad from going to jail. So they are the best in town.
Because if Troy went to jail, it would be Blake and I doing the show every week. So
would you guys want that?
We'll take your votes. So Abare, Kresge and Associates is a wonderful organization in town that will help you with any of your tax planning needs. Parish thought you get audited. They can help you out there as well. We don't want to get audited. But if everybody keeps taking money away from the IRS, the likelihood of getting audited is less. So we can be happy with that. Coquina Coast Realty. If you're looking to buy, sell, looking for an apartment, looking for a commercial space, looking to talk to a realtor who will steer you correctly in the direction you may need to go, try Coquina Coast Realty, which phone number is?
904-669-7901.
Okay. So Coquina Coast Realty for all your real estate needs. If you're looking for an apartment with parking, apartment downtown, or you just want to talk to somebody because you are looking for a space or you have a space to sell, rent, or lease, that's the company to call, Coquina Coast Realty.
All right, real quick, Lenny. No top or top on?
Top.
Dang it.
Sorry. Well, you can be funky and spin it around like the cool kids do. There you go. Look at you. That's age appropriate. Either way, turn around. Go sideways like the dead end kids, like Hunts Hall and those guys.
Just plug on next, guys.
Pirate Treasure Museum. Fun place to be. You're going to learn something new every time you go. The Pirate Treasure Museum right there on Sponsor Row on the bayfront. You're not going to go wrong. It's entertaining. Take the kids, take the mom, take the dad, take your mother-in-law, bring them all. Fascinating. And I've gone there. I've been there 3 times, and every time I go, I find something new. And then, as I said, I've said this a couple of times, I watch a documentary on pirates. My most recent one was Captain Kidd and His Treasure, which could be in St. Augustine, it could be in Madagascar. You pay your money, you take your chances, bring a shovel with you. What the heck? But I have to go back and see what they have to say about Captain Kidd. So there's always something new or different to learn. And what we have to find out is one trip I was there 2 trips ago, there were a couple of young men filming one of the Jolly Roger that's hanging there. They have one of the 2 surviving legitimate Jolly Roger flags in captivity. And there was a couple of people there that were doing filming of that to add to a documentary on pirates. And I haven't found out which, but next time I go to the museum, I'm going to ask to find out where that one was. And it's a great time. You're not going to go wrong. And even if you're just walking down the street, pop your head in. You don't have to go through the entire museum, though I recommend it strongly. Look at the gift shop. There's some really interesting stuff in there if you're looking for swag for somebody as a gift or something like that. And if you have little kids, there's some fascinating stuff in there for small children as well. And last, but certainly not least, everybody needs to eat. And if you haven't eaten at Kaiser's, shame on you. That's all I'm going to say.
Ding, ding, ding. Shame. Ding, ding, ding. Shame.
You know what? We were in Dubrovnik. My wife and I went to Croatia, and I found those stairs. I did. I said, that's exactly where she walked down the steps when the High Sparrow was shaming her. And it turns out there were 2 different parts. So it was the steps that she came out of the building, and then they weaved that into a whole long path on the other side of Dubrovnik. Great trip if you can get to Croatia. What a beautiful country. Majority of the people speak English. The coastline is fabulous. But we're not here to talk about Croatia. We're here to talk about Kaiser's Deli and Market, 4 White Street on Anastasia Boulevard. Tucked in a little bit just before you get to Sonia and the Gypsy Cab Company on your right-hand side as you're facing the bridge. Best pastrami in St. Augustine. I can say that without hesitation. Best pastrami in St. Augustine. And the other sandwiches are equally as good. I know my friend Blake's favorite is the
White Street.
Named after the location of Kaiser's Deli. And breakfast. Egg sandwiches, 7 to 10 on your morning. And I will be having breakfast there tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Okay. But don't forget about the most important sandwich at Kaiser's. The Bollox.
We did. We got a sandwich named after us. Which is, it's a good thing Troy's on vacation because every now and again we can't fit him into a room because he's now got the Jiffy Burger or the 904 Burger at Ford's Garage. He's got the Troy Burger at Gypsy Cab Company on Trivia Night. And now Troy and I have the Bollox at Kaiser's Deli and Market. It's a good sandwich. Good sandwich. Turkey, cheddar, Russian dressing, bacon, toasted up. It ain't bad. It really isn't. Ranch dressing. I said that, I believe.
Wait.
I said Russian, but I mean ranch.
Wait, okay. All right.
Russian we find too, but it's the daddle Russian we have at Kaiser's Deli.
All right.
You want a little zing to your wings? Try the daddle. The daddle Russian dressing is outstanding. Thousand Islands, actually. We got some bunch of relish in there too. All good. But now we're here for another reason. We're here to talk about many things.
Yes, we are, Lenny. Yes, we are. So word origins.
Okay.
What do you want me to start it off?
Please.
All right. So my two origins are I try to be like Easter themed.
Right.
So I went with to spill the beans first. So
I want to see you work that into Easter. Go right ahead.
yeah, well. So what's
Jelly beans. You're spilling jelly beans. Oh, you are so good.
Yes. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yes. So I picked to spill the beans because jelly beans is one of the most popular candies next to Peep. With Easter. Actually,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Actually, is Peep considered a candy or is it marshmallow?
Yeah, well, a marshmallow is a candy. It's a confection. We'll call it a confection.
Okay.
And then we'll be safe.
All right. So to spill the beans, where do you think that phrase came from?
I don't know.
All right. Okay. Gee. Okay.
No. I'm not sure.
Mr. Trivia Master over here. Or is it?
Well, I can't be right on everything. And by the way, in all candor, our trivia game has gone south. Man, we were kings for a while, and queen, but now we're just fourth place.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Fourth place forever, just like your New York Mets this year.
I got news for you. I'll accept fourth place. How many teams are in the East? 4?
5.
So.
All right.
Yeah, we'll surprise them.
All right. So to spill the beans, it came from ancient Greece, because where actually so Greece was one of the first democracies in the world, and what they used for the voting system was counting up white and black beans.
Mm-hmm.
So people cast the votes with beans, and so let's say you're the white bean, I'm the black bean, and if someone spilled the beans, onlookers could find out that that they could figure out who won the election.
Okay.
So it's revealing your secrets. Wow.
And the black bean was a ding vote or a no vote?
I believe so.
So that leads into being blackballed, which is not a word origin we're doing today, but let's save it for next week when your dad's not here. We'll have one in our pocket.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, Lenny.
Okay, so I did 2 of them, and they're kind of the same. I did raffia, Raffia. Raffia is actually, it's a natural fiber. It's derived from the raffia palm tree that grows in Madagascar and Africa and Asia. And, raffia, last week we talked about state origins and nicknames, and New York State's nickname is Excelsior. Their state motto is Excelsior. And Excelsior is also shredded paper that you put in packing to keep things from rocking around or breaking if it's fragile. It's sort of a netting or a bedding material. And raffia looks very similar, except it's a natural fiber, and it would be one of the things that you would put in an Easter basket. So there's raffia, but then I also have Easter grass, because, everybody's getting their Easter baskets now. So Easter grass, believe it or not, is a couple of different things. Natural Easter grass can be wheat germ, which grows very, very quickly and straight up. So people will bring home a little plot and they'll gesundheit.
Thank you.
Easter grass, and they can watch it grow because it's such a fast-growing grass. But Easter grass itself is long, thin travel strips of colored cellophane or paper, and it's used in Easter baskets. And it's crystal foam. Easter grass is cellophane that's shredded and tinted, and it's polypropylene, and it's used in Easter basket. And that's the stuff sort of like, in a day, come Monday, it's going to be all over everybody's house. By the way, why did the Easter Bunny go to a therapist?
He went down the rabbit hole.
Nope, he was feeling a little hollow inside.
Oh,
Poor Easter Bunny.
that's
Right. And by the way, there's a big yin and a big yang. You know, a hollow Easter bunny is okay, but a solid Easter bunny, you got to be careful because when you go to bite the ear off or the head off on the Easter bunny, you got to be careful of your teeth because those solid ones are solid.
But so what's your thoughts on like caramel or fudge filled Easter bunnies?
Ooh, they get a little bit messy. No, a good once a year, a Cadbury egg, a caramel cream egg is good. Once a year.
Yeah. But it's also true by presume like most candies, the UK where Cadbury is based from is their eggs much more different from like our Cadbury,
possibly
like heavily.
I'll have to check. I have a good friend who's British, and I'll have to check with him on that because he likes all those English candy bars and stuff.
Oh, sorry. How long have it been going on with the whole Cadbury egg commercial? The one with like all the animals
with the bunnies in it.
Yeah, the one with like the lion, the horse try to be the Cadbury bunny. Yeah. How long has that been going on? Like,
I'm not sure, but some of them are pretty clever.
Yeah,
some of them are pretty clever. Pretty clever. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate. Which kind of bunny are you going?
No chocolate.
No chocolate.
I hate chocolate.
Blake Blevins. That's un-American. Certainly un-Swiss.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. You're entitled, of course. You are certainly entitled. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what the answer to that is? More chocolate for me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's always good.
But also my brother Ty doesn't like it as well. So
okay.
Hey. So
it's genetic.
Genetic thing, hopefully.
But I will tell you, are you a Peeps person? You are, because you had one.
Yeah.
Peeps are just, there used to be Peeps and there used to be yellow chicks. Well, guess what? Now there's yellow bunnies, but there are lavender chicks and green chicks. And, they're no longer Peeps are no longer for Easter because you got you got Peep Santa Clauses and Peep Halloween. But I'm telling you now, Peeps are out of control. Oh, yeah. There's Dr. Pepper Peeps. There's birthday cake Peeps. Yep. They're nuts, the flavors of Peeps.
They also so Rebecca actually got me before she left her on vacation. She gave me my Easter basket early.
Okay.
She actually got me Mike and Ike flavored Peeps on the stick.
On a Peep on a stick.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Peepapalooza. It's just a Peepapalooza.
Hey, Peeps are good. They're
but
right.
You got to cook them. You either have to eat them right away when they're really fresh, or you got to cook them and get them a little bit of solid. Got to dry them out, make them a little more chewy. There's an art to cooking a Peep. It's called time and patience.
So do you put those? Where'd you put those in again?
In the air. I just take the Peep out of it. Take the cellophane off of the Peep. Just open it and just let it sit there and sit there and sit there they're indestructible. This could sit here forever. Ever. Peeps and maraschino cherries will never go away. Ever.
All right. For a second thought, like you air fried a Peep.
No, that would get all melty and it'd be a pain in the ass to clean the air fryer. No. It's like putting a marshmallow in a microwave. Ooh, that's a mess. That's a mess. Do not try that at home, people. Do not recommend that.
All right.
So,
second word origin.
You got another one? Go ahead.
So speak about bunnies. Down the rabbit hole.
I did that today. I did that yesterday. More importantly, go ahead.
We do this all the time when we research for our episodes.
Sure.
So down the rabbit hole is comes from England. Those pesky Brits. Yeah, they're just mean old. They like to reminisce about the 66 World Cup all the time. Just that's the only thing they can talk about. So is it coming home, eh? All right. Anyway.
So Lewis Carroll, Charles Dodgson.
Lewis Carroll, 1865, The Alice Adventures in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. Down the Rabbit Hole was one of the chapter names.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which chapter it was, but
the one where she went down the rabbit hole.
Indeed.
That would be that chapter.
I'm late.
For a very important date. There you go. But since then, you and I have been going down rabbit holes every week trying to do this show.
Definitely a whole lot of topics that we can go on like every day.
It's a lot of fun though, because I'm telling you, well, we are talking tangents here, and we go on a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But speak about Alice in Wonderland though. So So which movie adaptation is the best? You think?
Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
I'm not conversant enough in them to be there. I guess the Johnny Depp one was a little wacky and vibrant. I'm not sure if there's. I don't know others.
Well,
I mean, there was animated ones for sure. The cartoon ones are always fun.
Yeah, I think most people agree. Like the Disney, like the original Disney adaptation is the best one.
I think there's one with Bugs Bunny had something to do with the Cheshire Cat. It became the Cheshire Rabbit, I think.
I think so as well. But no, Tom and Jerry parodied it as well. But obviously the Disney one's the best.
Well, Disney does it well.
Yeah.
Disney does it well.
And DeSantis wants some of that Disney magic, but that's all we're saying for now.
Right. Let's just keep Disney open, and that's all we need to worry about right now. They seem to be working it out.
Yeah.
They seem to be all of a sudden back to being adults about this as opposed to being just angry at each other for silliness. So,
but one thing I want at least the Florida government to do is to regulate ticket prices for Disney. That like that is the one thing I want.
Well, it's exorbitant.
Like I don't mind like tourists paying like $110.
Fair enough.
Florida residents should not have to pay $110, $60 max.
Well, they give you a Florida resident discount, but it's not such a big discount.
No,
I know. I understand that. No, theme parks are getting they're unaffordable.
Even Universal.
Well, so is a baseball game and a football game. In all fairness.
Well, but to be fair, the Tampa Bay Rays stadium sucks.
Well,
it's empty as hell, but still $200 to go up to like the top level and watch a game. $15 $7 hot dog, $15 beer.
Right, that's insulting. It just insults my intelligence. But there are times where in the olden days at Shea Stadium when the Mets were also not very good, you buy a general admission ticket and you go in and you go to field level and you have your ticket with $1 next to it. And you show your ticket, the guy takes the $1 and he lets you into field level with your general admission seats from up in the nosebleeds. And then you go find Chuck. Chuck would be down the first base line and you would go find Chuck and Chuck would take you to a box that he knows was a season ticket holder who wasn't coming to the game. And there you go. For your general admission ticket, $5 for Chuck, $1 to get into there. You're now sitting in field level seats and life is a dream.
Damn. All right.
And back then beers were only $7 and not $15.
All right, so Lenny, so what do you think is a bigger holiday for you in the spring? Opening day or Easter?
Opening day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I get to do it again because the Mets were rained out today. Yesterday, they already decided that the weather's going to be so bad today that they postponed the Mets-Milwaukee opener in Citi Field. So it'll be tomorrow. Hopefully that game will get off. I may be in midair for most of the game, but we might be down once the game starts.
All right.
There was a point in time where I went to opening day 7, 8, 9 years in a row.
Yeah. So you're gonna be flying into LaGuardia or
no JFK?
Oh.
Yeah, we're going back out onto Long Island, back to Long Beach. So it'll be JFK.
All right.
Which is fine.
Right.
JetBlue does good.
Oh yeah, they're really good, but you have to pay in advance for to actually guarantee a seat. For that, but that's story. But that's a story for another time.
Hey, look, as long as the doors stay on the plane, I'm a happy boy.
They only have Airbuses. You're good.
I know, but makes me a little concerned when I fly out to Vegas at the end of May because I think that's on a Boeing. So hopefully by then I would think that they would have their shit together and they would pay a little bit more attention to their safety checks and their inspections. That's all I'm saying. You got time. You know where you're screwing up. Fix it. Pay more attention. Be more diligent. Keep those damn planes in the air and the doors closed. Thank you.
Can we get more Boeing and less McDonnell Douglas, please?
Why don't we just make better Boeings? Right? Why? You don't like the MC? You don't like the McDonnell Douglas planes?
No, because Boeing and McDonnell Douglas merged together in like '96.
Okay.
And apparently the McDonnell Douglas practice of building planes seeped into Boeing, and because they were the ones that make the DC-10 like one of the most unreliable planes of all time.
Okay. Well, whatever they do, just tighten the screws.
I know.
Literally and figuratively, as a matter of fact. Tighten the screws.
Yeah, we should also tighten the screws on our show right now because we talk about Easter and we'll talk about Boeing.
There. Well, fine.
All right.
I'll tell you what. You ready?
Let's do this. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to give you a country. You pick a country. Bermuda, Norway, Germany, or Switzerland, Poland, Corfu Island in Greece, or Luxembourg.
Let's do Luxembourg.
Ooh, that's a good one. So there's a lot of Easter traditions in a lot of different countries. And I looked up a bunch of them, and some of them are pretty fascinating. And this one actually is the most fascinating. It's called Bretzelsonder. BR, Bretzel, as in pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Pretzel Sunday.
All right.
And it's the third Sunday in Lent, which would be, the Sunday before Easter. And it's kind of a dating game. So they make very elaborate pretzels. Some of them are actually sweetened pretzels or have icing, and they're fancy pretzels. And on Bretzelsonder and Pretzel Sunday, you go find a woman you may be interested in, a girl you may be interested in, and offer her a pretzel. If she accepts your pretzel, you now may call on her on Easter. If she doesn't accept your pretzel, don't be knocking on her door on Easter. She ain't going to let you in. But if she accepts your pretzel, you may go and call on her on Easter, and that's in Luxembourg. However, in a leap year, we go full Sadie Hawkins, and it reverses, and the women in a leap year are the people that are offering the pretzels to a man who may accept it or not, and then that woman may call on him on Easter.
Now does it have to be a homemade pretzel or
No, I'm pretty sure they're store-bought because they were describing them as sweetened, iced, bigger, fancier.
Okay.
Quicker, faster, stronger.
Okay, so it has to be an actual soft pretzel as well. So you can't have a guy here's a rolled gold.
Right, a pretzel rod. I like pretzel rods. So that's Luxembourg, and I like the fact that 3 years it goes one way, and then the fourth year in the leap year it goes the other way. So I think that's kind of fair and egalitarian.
Or maybe hand over those nice night of hand over those pretzel bites, like the little broken up bits.
Oh yeah,
the honey mustard.
The honey
pretzel
mustard
bites.
ones, right, from Snyder's. Yeah. I haven't. I'm good for a couple of those, and then they get a little bit dusty and a little bit much. You can't have too many of them, unfortunately.
I agree with that.
I do miss Mr. Salty pretzel sticks that were just the thinnest little pretzel sticks. There was just a lot of salt on them, and they were pretty good. And then there were also the pretzels you would get in the long flat box that was much like this box that the Peeps come in. And those were pretzel sticks too. All but a good pretzel rod's a good pretzel.
All right. But so speaking about pretzels, so do you often eat pretzels at sporting events?
At sporting events, no. A big soft pretzel. Growing up in New York and going to New York City and outside of ballparks and stuff, there's always the thing. But the trick is you've got to get one that's been there on the charcoal for a while. Because a lot of times you go there and they're just wet. And the salt is a little, it's not good. If they're not toasted up and warm, like, chestnuts or a pretzel around Central Park or around Madison Square Garden, they got to be sitting on that charcoal brazier there quite some time. Because otherwise they're just,
All right, good.
But a good soft pretzel that's toasted up nice, yeah.
All right, good.
Mustard or no?
All right. So that was Ethiopia. What was that again? Luxembourg.
No, that was Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
I got nothing for Ethiopia.
All right. So I have some. All right. So I have two countries for you here.
Okay.
You get to pick one or the other.
Okay.
Australia or New Zealand.
They're kind of the same country, but I'm partial to Australia. Okay. I'd like to go to New Zealand, but I've been to Australia. So hit me with. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, because I got an Easter story for you from Australia. Oh, okay. Baby, go ahead.
All right. They're both the same thing. Like.
Okay.
So since Australia and New Zealand are in the southern hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
The Easter for them actually occurs in the fall for us. So
fall for them.
Fall for them, right. Yes. So basically one of the big things with Australia and New Zealand is here in the U.S. we consider the rabbit as part of our Easter traditions.
Mm-hmm.
There, the rabbit is considered a pest. So instead of a rabbit, they use an endangered Australian animal called a bilby.
Bilby.
Yes, it has long ears and looks similar to a rabbit.
Okay.
But so they dubbed the animal the Easter bilby, okay. and plus apparently their signature dish is also breadish related, hot cross buns.
Mm-hmm.
So
St. Joseph's Day, I believe.
Yep.
Hank will correct me on that at some point in time, but yeah.
Hi, Bobby. Yeah. So So, but the first thing when I hear hot cross buns, the only thing I could think of is learning how to play that on the recorder in third grade.
Third grade? Is that when you got your recorder? We got recorders in third grade, and then we're in choir. Every boy was a soprano at that point in time.
Why didn't it make us learn that, Lenny?
It gives you a little bit of a musical aptitude. What can I say? So years ago, back, I guess we got to be 40 years ago, I was in Australia, and I was touring the country. I flew into Sydney, spent some time in Sydney, and then was doing the entire southern crescent of Australia. Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Adelaide. Boy, New South Wales was really progressive, and then out to the Indian Ocean, out to Perth. But I was in Melbourne for Easter weekend, and by saying Easter weekend, we're talking those Australians take their Easter seriously. There is nothing that's not closed. You have Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Saturday, Easter, and Easter Monday are all holidays in Australia. So everything's closed on Monday as well as Sunday and Saturday. The only places that were open when I were there, I was able to see a Australian rules football game in the Melbourne Cricket Grounds, which was a huge stadium, a huge arena that had been built for the Olympics. And I watched St. Kilda Dragons play somebody else. They're no longer the St. Kilda Dragons, I don't believe. They're still St. Kilda, but I don't think they're St. Kilda Dragons. And that was a beautiful afternoon there. And that was the only thing I could do. Otherwise, there was a Chinese restaurant open, which is like Christmas in America. The only places that are open on Christmas are Chinese restaurants, among restaurants that are still serving Christmas dinner. And I ended up hanging out in the lobby at the front desk of the hotel I was staying at with the guy who was the night manager there. And we're snacking on really, really good chicken wings and dumplings from the Chinese restaurant that was next door. And he pulled out a bottle of port, and there's a great wine industry in Australia. And we sat there drinking port and eating chicken wings on Easter in Melbourne. That was one of my more interesting Easters, I will tell you that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome story. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure, no doubt about it.
All right. So what is your next country?
You got Bermuda's interesting, Norway. You can do Germany or Switzerland,
I'll do.
Well, then you got Poland, which is fun to play too.
All right. Let's see what the Germans do for Easter.
The Germans and the Swiss. We have Easter baskets. They have Easter nests, like birds' nests.
They had to be very specific about that.
Well, they call them Easter nests. We call them Easter baskets. But it's very similar to us. What they do is they have their tradition is they overly decorate a basket and call it a nest. And, of course, fill it with chocolate and candy. Well, you know what? German chocolate's not bad, and Swiss chocolate's even better. So people really go looking forward to that. That's in Germany. If you're in Corfu in Greece, they're going to wake your ass up because there on Easter Sunday at 11 o'clock on the island of Corfu, not 10:59, not 11:01, they take all their crockery that they want to get rid of, clay pots, big ones, small ones, little ones. And I don't know if it's clay cooking implements or like flower pots, like terracotta flower pots, and they just go in their balcony and they just smash the daylights out of that on Easter Sunday at 11 o'clock. And it's a sort of an offshoot of when in New Year they would divest themselves of anything that they're not going to carry through into the new year, and it's sort of like a house cleaning situation. It's also the more noise you make with stuff like that, the more you scare away your evil spirits. And a lot of cultures do similar things like that. Chinese with firecrackers on Chinese Lunar New Year, things of that nature. So that's Germany and Switzerland, and then Corfu in Greece. They're just breaking crockery, So,
all right, good. All right, so my next country, we're staying in Europe for this one.
Okay.
How about the wee wees of France?
That's OUI. Yes.
Yep.
That wee wee, as opposed to wee wee. I got to pee. Different wee wee.
Different wee wee.
Okay, just checking. I need to qualify.
Yes. Okay. Not the. Oh my God! You need to get out of the damn studio. I mean.
All right. So wee wee me. And not on me.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there is a bucket down here that Pete likes to pee in.
Well, he's got a weak bladder.
Yeah.
So you couldn't tell that from the Florida Man games. And once again, more props to Pete Melfi and the Florida Man Games for
Yeah.
that big giant check he donated to Jimmy Jams,
Yeah.
$20,000 to that philanthropy. More power to you, Pete. Well done. Just more power to you.
Yes. So a peep to Pete.
There you go.
All right.
So me. Kind of fun to say.
Yes, it is. All
All
right.
right.
All right. So on Easter Monday in France, volunteers in the French town Abare got to cook a giant omelet. Thousands of eggs are cracked and cooked to create this huge dish. Apparently, tradition says that Napoleon and his army were traveling to the south of France one day and stopped in this small town. They ate omelets there, and Napoleon liked them so much that he ordered the townspeople to gather eggs and make a giant omelet for him the next day, for him and his army the next day. And according to this website I got, they've been doing this tradition since 1973.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where's the Guinness Book of World Records when you need them?
I know.
Well, since
Well,
1973, they could be there now.
Yeah. Well, I think they're based in Ireland, so
Oh.
they might be drinking their own supply.
All right. Okay. Hey, a good omelet's a good thing.
Yeah. All right.
Good omelet's a good thing.
All right, but Mr. Chef over here, what's a perfect omelet for you?
Well, when you go to interview for a job as a cook, a line cook in a lot of restaurants, if the chef is European, more times than not, he may ask you to make an omelet as a way to gauge your skills. And it's very telling because there's a couple of different ways to make omelets. But if you're in a commercial kitchen, one of the easier ways is take your omelet, start it in a pan, and then put it under the salamander or the broiler, which will cook the top to the bottom. And that actually fluffs it up and puffs it up because it cooks the air that you've whipped into the eggs when you're beating the eggs. But I will say, I got myself a Japanese omelet pan. It's a nonstick rectangular pan. It's about yay big, and it's outstanding. It's got a little cover on it so you can cook your omelets pretty quickly, and then you can roll them, and it makes phenomenal omelets. I'm enamored with this pan. I just like making omelets in that because I just like making omelets in that. But making a good French rolled omelet is absolutely something that everybody needs to learn how to do if you're going to cook professionally or if you're going to eat omelets at home. And it's not difficult. It's just a matter of moderating the heat and paying attention to what you're doing.
Hey, think that my mouth is salivating now. Hearing that.
Well, if you're salivating, then you should go to Meehan's for some mac and cheese, Kaiser's for a Bollox, or pastrami. Did I mention the pastrami? And then wash it down with a spirit from Citygate Spirits, which will be any flavor under the rainbow pretty much. And I am partial to the peach. Or if you want to go more professional, go to the St. Augustine Distillery for some world-class bourbons. And they've got their gin, their vodka, and their rums. And their pineapple rum is pretty good. And they also have a couple of interesting rummy things, like me, at Citygate Spirits. Coquina Coast Realty, phone number is
904-669-7901.
Out of town, call collect. For any of your abode needs, if you're looking for a place, you're looking to sell a house, buy a house, rent a house, commercial properties as well, please talk to our man in charge there. Abare, Kresge and Associates, I can only imagine what those poor people are doing right now, other than saving everybody money by helping them with their taxes and avoiding mistakes for them. When you do it yourself, you're going to make a mistake. I don't expect that, but I would think it would probably happen more times than not. The tax laws change so regularly, you need a tax professional who's up on the tax laws, and Abare, Kresge and Associates are. Pirate Treasure Museum, matey. However, I was just watching another show yesterday where somebody was trying to get a rise out of whoever he was talking to. Come on. What's a pirate's favorite letter? Come on. You thought I was going to say R, didn't you? Well, it's the C. And the other person just never answered him. He let him do his whole thing, like I just did. And then we have Kaiser's Deli. Go. I think we got it covered. Distillery, Meehan's, Kaiser's, Citygate, AC. Oh, yeah, we're covered. So support our sponsors. Tell them you heard them here about Bollox and enjoy them.
Yeah, but real quick, Lenny. So it's actually it's Abare, Kresge
And Associates.
Yeah, but actually Kresge starts with a K, not a C.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine. Like Kreskin.
Yes.
Kreskin the Magnificent.
Yes.
Oh, good to know. Because someone was sitting on a mayonnaise jar on Funkin' Wagnall's back porch for years. And you have to be of a certain age to understand that, because if I say Johnny Carson and you don't know who Johnny Carson is, we've got serious issues. But
I'm joking. Yeah, I know who Johnny Carson is.
Oh, God bless you, child, because that would scare me if you didn't.
Johnny Carson was really great, but the only problem though is like the only thing I know him from is watching his like old YouTube clips.
Oh man,
on YouTube, on YouTube, like I also know my grandma got some DVD set that had like the best of Johnny Carson and the best
absolutely
and the best of Cale Burnett.
If you're YouTubing it, find the ones with Jonathan Winter, Don Rickles, or Robin Williams. And for those of you scoring at home, yes, Susan, absolutely. A little splash of heavy cream or even a little dollop of sour cream in your omelets make them a little bit lighter. You are not off base with that whatsoever. When I'm beating my eggs for an omelet, I'll put in a splash of heavy cream. So I will do that.
All right. Which country? All right. So Lenny, so I have multiple continents I can go to. Do you want me to go back to Europe, Africa, Asia, or the Americas?
Go Asia, because the volume of Roman Catholicism or Christianity involving Jesus in Asia involved the missionaries who came to bring them the word, as opposed to the Eastern religions that have been there for millennias, many years, long time,
and specifically the one country I want to go to in Asia is the Philippines.
Okay. Which is interesting, because that's a Catholic.
They're a heavily Catholic.
I think. Well, gee, had the Spanish something to do with that? You think?
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. I think I heard a stat where like 87% of the population is Catholic based, and I actually remember the former Prime Minister Rodrigo Duterte called the Pope a son of a bitch.
Well, he's a little bit of a
nut job.
Well, it's being polite. I think he's just downright nuts. But yeah, well, which is another thing. Yeah. No, he's slightly out of his mind. Mm-hmm. But popular in his country.
All right, so the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all,
educate me.
All
of us.
First of all, do you know how many islands there are? Like surrounding the whole Philippines? 7,000.
Wow.
I didn't realize there were so many.
That's good to know.
Like, I mean, yeah, maybe
they're all not inhabited, are they?
I think some of them are uninhabited. There has to be one that's uninhabited that they like to claim, or maybe they like to say it's uninhabited because otherwise they might be hiding their probably a secret nuclear weapon that they don't want China to know about.
I think the likelihood is there's probably one last reigning, surviving, rice-eating Japanese soldier hiding out there who doesn't know the war's over. The poor gentleman, that they kept finding Japanese soldiers in the Philippines who didn't know the war had been over years and years and years later. Yeah. Which is a tragedy on both ends. This poor person's been there fighting a war that ended years ago, and how do you explain that to somebody?
Yeah.
Especially when they lost.
I can't imagine that. Like that has to be like mentally tough to find out like you lost, even though you're still fighting for your country in your head.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Then imagine them
different type of indoctrination for sure.
Imagine them
patriotism.
Imagine them going back to imagine going back to Japan, seeing all their advances.
Wow. Yeah.
Seeing like their original town square going for like basic business to like billboards, like look like Western figures, like on billboards. The people, the faces of like people that you try to fight against being promoted in your country.
That's like that kick out of Lost in Translation, the movie with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, about a fading actor in America who is going to do I think it was a whiskey ad possibly in Japan. But there's a tremendous amount of American actors, actresses, performers that go do commercials and commercial endorsements in Japan in particular for huge amounts of money that we never see in the United States. And that's like, for them, they can go and they can endorse a product and make an awful lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
Tagalog is not easy to speak, Bobby. If you know that one, I'm going to be more impressed by you than I already am.
All right. So the Philippines. So according to this website, there's two processions that happened on Easter Sunday. So the first procession, the men are in one procession and follow an image of Jesus risen from the dead, while the women make up the other procession and follow Jesus' mother, Mary, who's wearing a black veil. The two groups meet at the church as a symbol of Jesus comforting Mary after he was raised from the dead.
Okay.
Then girls who are dressed up as angels for Easter take off Mary's veil and apparently they call the veil a lambong, and people celebrate there. So
Okay.
so they take their celebration seriously.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
Say hi to your father.
oh, hello, Dad. How's it going?
Better than us.
Hey! Look here, Cincinnati Reds winner,
Easy.
8-2 over here, 8-2 against Nationals.
Look, Air Force Base. There you go, for sure. Easter's a serious time. It's solemn. It's spring. It's rebirth. It's renovation. It's tulips, beautiful flower, and candy, and rebirth is what it's all about. Spring is an awakening for the planet. For us now, in Australia, it'll be in 6 months from now. But yeah, it's an interesting time. So.
Oh wait, hold on. I just realized something. My dad was commenting from our accounts, but he isn't commenting as his personal accounts. Oops.
Well.
Yeah, because it says Bollox Talks and Tangents commented. So you might need to switch your account, Dad.
That's all right.
Yeah.
He's watching. He's checking up on us.
Well,
We're doing fine. Don't you worry, Dad.
Say hi to Maeve for me. Wait, hold on.
Rebecca?
Yeah, I met Rebecca. Maeve's still in town. My bad.
No worries.
My bad.
So it's interesting because we were talking earlier about rabbit holes, and I want to pursue this a little bit because when I was a kid and I was younger, there'd be all these biblical movies on Easter. And one that I watched year in and year out was The Robe, which was a great movie. Well, at least to me as a kid. And it's still pretty good now. It was 1953. It was based on a 1942 novel called The Robe. And it starred Victor Mature and Richard Burton. And it was the story of the man who was the person in charge of the centurions and the Roman soldiers that crucified Jesus, played by Richard Burton, and his slave, Demetrius, was played by Victor Mature. And Jesus had a coat, and he had a tunic or it was a robe. It was a seamless robe that he was wearing during his crucifixion. And the soldiers took his coat and they split it up and they cut it into 4 or 5 pieces and passed that around. And then because the robe that he was actually wearing under his coat was a seamless robe, it was pretty impressive because it was a one-piece garment, and the soldiers played dice. They rolled dice for it. They gambled for Jesus's robe. And Marcellus, played by Richard Burton, won that. And then it was a whole process where he, again, kind of realizes what he did, felt remorse about crucifying Jesus, went on the trail to become a Christian, and was, along with his servant, his slave, Demetrius, played by Victor Mature. And eventually, Demetrius gets and this is where it kind of shakes out in the wash. Demetrius gets the robe or the seamless tunic, and Marcellus, played by Richard Burton, and his new wife, played by it'll come to me in a second. I can see her, but end up getting executed by the new emperor, fun guy, Caligula. So they end up getting killed at the end of it. Victor Mature gets away and has the robe, but that made me pursue, where is the garment today? So this is the rabbit hole I was talking about. So there is a church in Germany, in Trier, Germany, the Trier Cathedral, Trier Cathedral, the largest, and I find it hard to realize that it was in 12. I got my notes here, but it was in
Taking your glasses off, Lenny?
to read, yeah. 1270. The Trier Cathedral was built in 1270. It's the largest and first church, not the largest, but the first church in Germany in 1270, the Trier Cathedral, and Emperor Constantine's mother, Helena, brought that and a whole bunch of relics back from the Holy Land, and she gave that to the Trier Cathedral, where it's put in a vault, where they would bring it out on pilgrimage years, and they did this for every 7 years for ages. They would bring it out and show it off. The last time it was seen in public was in 2012 in a pilgrimage year in the Trier Cathedral in Germany. However, there's some conjecture that parts of this, again, Holy Robe ended up in the Argenteuil Basilica Saint-Denis in northern France, and then other claims that there's parts of it that are in the, and this is tough to pronounce, the Svetikaval Cathedral in Georgia, Soviet Georgia, which is not Soviet anymore because there's no Soviets left anymore. But in now. Georgia, Eastern Orthodox, the Eastern Orthodox Church claimed it. Now, it's possible that what some people think is this seamless tunic or robe that he was wearing as an undergarment, maybe in one piece there, and in Argenteuil and in Eastern Orthodox, because there's 3 or 4 other cathedrals in Eastern Orthodoxy that have pieces of it that may be parts of his outer coat that were cut up by the soldiers and passed around. So it's not inconceivable that both can be correct. But I always get fascinated by relics in churches and things of that nature. And not only did Saint Helena, Constantine's mother, she was a big shopaholic, because she came back with the robe, the skull of Saint Helena. I guess his mother wasn't. Saint Helena was the mother of Constantine, so that ended up in the same Trier Cathedral. A soul from the sandal of Saint Andrew, I'm sorry, much more golf oriented. So I was wondering why it wasn't like a golf spike, but it was the sole of the sandal of Saint Andrew, a nail, a holy nail from the cross, because apparently this woman, the mother of Constantine, also scooped up the cross, and she's doling this out on her trip back to Europe. She's dropping pieces off everywhere. It's fascinating stuff. It really is. But I got a kick out of it because I used to really enjoy watching it. And if you get a chance to see it, it's one of those first movies that are in vibrant Technicolor. You know, and Victor Mature's big square jaw, hero. Richard Burton played a shit in the beginning of it and had redemption toward the end of it. So it's a movie I watched numerous year after year after year as a kid on Easter. It was what I did. I watched The Robe. Mm. And that's it. So that was what I would do on Easter.
All right.
Yeah, eclectic is not even, you're right on there. She came home with a nail, a tooth, a cross, a skull, and a robe. Put it together, and, it's interesting things that woman brought back from the Holy Land. Yeah.
Yeah. So my Easter traditions is like so you had like your thing. My thing is like a bit like saner, I would say.
Okay, I'm glad you said it, not me.
So for my family, it was just a simple lunch for us. Like, but it still meant a lot. Like getting together with family, making my mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was a good time for all of us. Like, but for us, like Easter's not really a big holiday for us.
No. Like growing up, it was a good holiday because, growing up in the family that I grew up in, my father's Italian, Roman Catholic, and, his mother that was it. Every Sunday we went to my grandmother's house for dinner. Easter was no exception. The upside of that is that woman could cook. Oh my goodness.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, she would make a fresh ham. And that was the type of thing where if you took the spoon and you cracked the skin on it, it would crack. And there was no fat under it. It was just the quiga. In my family, we called it the quiga, which was the roasted, hard crackling. And then there was no fat under it. And then a beautiful, white, luscious, luminous, fresh ham. But on holidays, my grandmother made gnocchi. I mean, her raviolis were in a class by themselves. I mean, this woman was one of the best cooks I've ever been affiliated with, seen in my life. And unfortunately, before I started to cook professionally, she passed away when I was 16. So I never had the ability to cook with her. But believe me when I would tell you, I'd go to my grandmother's house, and the first thing I would do was go to the stove, take a little melamine bowl, put a piece of white bread, Wonder Bread, mind you, in the bottom of that, and then go to the pot on the stove and take a meatball and some gravy and put it on that. I was a happy, happy boy. Yeah. Oh, man. And her gnocchi, ooh, baby, this woman could cook. Outstanding.
So what's your thoughts on potato bread? Do you think that is actually bread?
You mean like Easter bread?
No, like Martin's potato bread.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. I like Martin's. Absolutely.
Oh, right,
it's good. Yeah, no doubt about it. But then you also have, Easter. You have Easter bread, prosciutto bread, things of that nature. There's a lot of those. The Easter bread, they always stick a multicolored egg in it somewhere. When you get that in a bakery, and prosciutto bread is always great too. A little meat bread for Easter. And then an Easter pie is sort of a variation on, without the tomato sauce, but a variation on, like, I would say, a Chicago-style pizza. It's basically a casserole. It's a big deep dish thing, but it's layers and layers of cold cuts and cheeses wrapped in a pastry and sliced in wedges. Man, you get an Easter pie like that, and you are just eating right. Yeah, you're not gonna lose any weight, but boy, it is tasty.
Yeah. All right, but real quick. So I'll mention in the comments here. So my dad had to leave. They were going to dinner.
They're going to eat lobster. We have no empathy or sympathy for him right now. Just enjoy your vacation, Rebecca. Enjoy your vacation, Troy. We'll be here when you get back.
Yeah. But the reason I say is because the island that they go to is they're like world famous for their lobster. Like apparently they are famous for the lobster.
We need to define terms here, however. These are not northern lobsters. These are not Maine lobsters. You cannot craw. These are spiny lobsters. So you got the big honking spiny tails, tops of them. They have a tail, but they've got no claws. Mm-hmm. And I tend to find them a little bit tougher than the northern lobsters, the cold water lobsters as opposed to the Caribbean lobsters. So, you're not getting claws. So if you don't like claws, like my wife doesn't like claws, you're fine. But the tail meat is great. It's nice. It's just a little different animal, but tasty nonetheless. Right. Tasty nonetheless.
Yeah. So what type of dish would you go for if you had an island lobster like my dad might be having?
I could take the tail meat, cube it, and stir fry it, and do something nice like that. Or we could just do the tail. I mean, a lobster tail is a good eating. I mean, I remember there was a time when I was younger where there was those South African rock lobster tails, which looked like, giant langoustines. So South African rock lobster tails were about yay big, and you needed half a dozen to a dozen of them to fill up. But man, that's a great way to go if you're going to try to fill yourself up. Those little rock lobster tails, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, tasty.
All right. That's one other thing I want to talk about as well. So, as a kid, have you ever done like an Easter egg roll or an egg hunt before?
Sure.
Did you have any horror stories about them? Like you couldn't catch any eggs in time, the eggs fell out of your basket? No,
I didn't do that. But I will say that when I was in Long Beach, they would do an Easter egg hunt or an Easter egg roll, sort of like they do on the lawn of the White House. But they would do this on the big ball fields in Long Beach. And they would do it by age group, which was sort of nice because if you did everybody at once, the big kids would steamroll the little kids. But it's just if you haven't seen one of those, go find someplace that's doing a youth toddler type of Easter egg hunt. And hunt is, I'm using the word exceedingly loosely because it's a field and all the eggs are just splayed out on it. So it's not like you got to really look hard to find them. But there is nothing more adorable than a very small kid trolling around with his basket, putting an egg in the basket, and then going and having the egg fall out of his basket, and another one, or the fact that they sit there and they fixate on one or two eggs, and they come home with two, and the other kids are getting 30 or 40 of them. It's really kind of odd.
Lenny.
Was that you?
That happened to me.
Uh-oh.
But worse.
Oh.
Never got a single egg.
Oh, Blake. I'm so sad.
Yeah, because unfortunately the big kids were mixing with the little kids as well.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Long Beach, we did them separated by age group. And then the funnier thing is too.
Yeah, but thankfully I wasn't the only one that didn't get an egg. So I think it was like 2 or 3 of us there that didn't get any. So they gave us a redo. It was like, okay, 40
good.
eggs, have fun, just 10 each.
Good. The other thing is when you have the little kids and you get these competitive cutthroat parents that have the kid under their arm because the kid's a tiny kid and they got the kid under their arm and the kid holds the basket and the parents are picking up all the eggs for the kid.
That's cheating.
Absolutely. How does that kid learn no values? No values for that poor child. I understand. It's a little funny though.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Remo?
I think we're winding down.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Do you want to rip off a peep for each of us?
Absolutely. I'll peep with you.
There you go. Ooh, hard as...
They're cooked. These are cooked peeps.
Right.
Cheers.
Peep.
Everyone at home, happy Easter, safe and healthy. Enjoy yourself. May your ham be succulent. May your eggs be chocolate. And may the bunny not tell you where he's hiding all the good stuff. And you got to go look for it. 6:34 next week. Bollox Talks and Tangent. Rumor has it Troy will be back. I will not. We're going to be swipping. We're going to be swapping out next week. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, next week I may be here next week. Well, who knows? You'll be surprised. Happy Easter to you all. Thanks for watching. Support our sponsors. Tell them we sent you.
Eat many peeps.